All right, picture number 2. So this one is the hand one. I really like this one a lot. It's at a funny angle, so I think this is one of those things where that you and I both have issues with. That if you and I were 6 feet tall, this would look very different. So the first thing I'm going to do is I notice that over here on the right lower left corner, there's something going on with, I don't know if it's your flash or something. But so I'm going to crop that and just get rid of that lower right corner. All right, done. This is a very monochrome picture, and so I'm trying to figure out the extent to which the blue is important. So I think the first thing I'm going to look at is changing it to black and white. So you see that there's 2 ways to change to black and white. One of them is up here under the basic. If I turn it to black and white, it just turns it to black and white. But that's based on some kind of pre-defined weighting algorithm of the colors. So I prefer to go down into the color setting down here, which is a little bit lower, and choose the black and white. And that gives me that option to play with the different the contributions of the different colors. So you can see here, there's obviously the blue is very significant, and so I'm turning up and down how much blue goes into or how bright the blue is when it's converted to black and white. So let me double click to go back to that. There's also, I guess there's very little aqua. There's a very little bit in the patina on the knocker. Again, if I wanted to try to pick up a certain color that's in here, I can click that little tool there and click on the hand. And so if I want to make the hand a little darker, I can. I guess there's a lot of orange and yellow in the hand, so I can do something like this. I'm not really sure that's the look I'm looking for, so I will double click on that, go back to all zeros, and then go back to color and go back to the normal. So with this one, a couple different things I'll be curious to try. So if I go down here to lens corrections and manual, I'm curious what happens if I try to... Nope, that doesn't work. So this is the kind of thing where... Yeah, that's not working. If you're taking a picture looking upward at a building and then you want to try to pull it back down so that it doesn't look like it's sort of going off into infinity, you can change the perspectives and things, but that's obviously not working right here. So I will ignore that. So just going back to the picture itself, let's see what happens when I play with the clarity. So the clarity is interesting. Again, that brings out some of the texture in the wood and makes it a little bit more visible. I'm not sure what else I would do with this. I thought that this would be interesting as black and white, but now I'm not so sure. And this one is a much higher ISO at 800, so you're going to have a lot more noise. And so sharpening, the ability to sharpen is probably going to be a little bit limited, just because of the amount of noise that's in there. In fact, we can do some noise reduction, although you can see how the effect it has here. If I had no noise reduction, you can see some of the speckle right in here. And if I turn on noise reduction, I can kind of make some of that speckle smooth out. One of the things I was wondering about is you have this shadow from this flash. So if I turn up nope, that didn't work. Turn up the shadows? No, that's not really doing it either. What I was wondering is if I could sort of try to reduce the amount of shadowing there. So, I've been playing with this one, but it really hasn't. I haven't changed anything in a way that I think is an improvement. So, other than that crop, so I think I might actually leave this one as is. Oh, one thing I'd be curious about is whether this line. What happens if I try to make that line vertical? So I'm going to go into the crop tool, and there's this angle tool. And so what I can do is click on that angle tool and draw a line along a line in the image, and it will make that line vertical or horizontal. And yeah, that didn't really work either. So let me just do a Control-Z and undo that. So okay, yeah. Other than that crop, I don't think there's much I would do with this picture.